Welcome to the Aquacon Submersible Pump Model Installation Guide. In this tutorial, we will have a brief overview of the single-phase starters. We will learn how to connect a single-phase auto switch with the green button of starter. We will also see how to connect the red button of a starter with Aquacon. We will also look into how to cope up when no such red button is provided. Hi guys, I'm Minza from RoboFerocia, and I am going to explain you each and every key point about interfacing a single-phase submersible starter with an Aquacon. We will learn a number of key points in these tutorials. The first one is a brief overview of the single-phase starter. We will learn about installing Aquacon single-phase auto switch with a starter. We will learn about connecting Aquacon submersible switch type model with single-phase starter. What you can see on your screen is a typical switch type single-phase submersible starter. It consists of a number of electronic components like a green switch, a red switch, contactor. The one which is popping up on the screen right now is a contactor. It is the biggest component of any single-phase starter. There are around 5 connecting points. We will get back to it. The green colored button is provided to switch on the submersible pump. We have to press it for 2 to 3 seconds to start the submersible pump. A red button is generally provided to switch off the submersible pump as per the need. A current meter or an ammeter is provided so that we can keep a track of the current consumed by the submersible pump at any point of time. A voltmeter is provided as a precautionary measure. Let us look into the internal circuit of a green switch. A green switch may consist of 2 points or 4 points. Right now we are discussing a 4-point green switch. Generally, in a 4-point green switch, 2 terminals, that is 2 pair of terminals, are connected. We need to find out the exact pair of terminals which are connected to each other. Clearly, in the current case, by visual inspection we can see that the vertical points are connected to each other. We can apply the loop test to find out in case we have any doubt. Let us look into the various other components of a single-phase submersible starter. The first component, the biggest component of a starter, is a relay or a contactor. The next one is a start condenser or a start capacitor. When we press the green switch, the start capacitor comes into the circuit, and as soon as the green switch is unpressed, it is removed. There are 2 to 3 run capacitors as shown. For thorough understanding of all these components of starters, please go through the manual. The general scheme we follow for the single-phase submersible starter connections is that we divide the set of connections into 2 halves. The first set is to switch on the starter. We will connect an auto switch with a start button, that is the green switch of the starter. This auto switch will be further connected to Aquacon using a LEN connector or the RJ11 connector. The next set of connection is for switching of the starter. Aquacon is directly connected to the contactor inside the starter. This is done when no red button or the stop button is not provided on the starter. In case a stop button is provided, we will do something more systematic. Let us learn how to connect the start button, that is the green button of the starter, with auto switch. This is the inside view of a green button. By applying the loop test and through visual inspection, we know that the two vertically placed terminal of left half get shorted when green button is pressed. Similarly, for right half also, the two terminals vertically placed get shorted when the switch is pressed. Out of the 4 terminals, choose any 2 terminals which get shorted when the button is pressed and connect them individually to 2 wires of terminal A of auto switch as shown. Connect the remaining 2 terminals of the green switch to the terminal B of Aquacon as shown. This completes the connection of Aquacon auto switch with the start button. What follows is the connection of auto switch with Aquacon. As we are done with connecting the auto switch with green button, the last step is to connect the auto switch with Aquacon. RJ11 or LAN connector are provided at Aquacon end as well as at the auto switch end. We just need to connect these two using a RJ11 coupler as shown. With this, all connections required to switch the pump on are over. Now we are done with connections to switch the pump on. Part 2 is all about making the connections to switch the pump off. There are 2 possibilities when we talk about switching the pump off. The first case is when a switch button is not available, and the second case is when a 2-terminal stop button is available. Let's talk about the first case, that is the case when stop button is not available. In this case, we have to connect the 2 terminals on the contactor of the starter directly to the terminal C and D of Aquacon. For our ease, let us name the 2 terminals as S1 and C1 as shown in the figure. The first step and a crucial step is to disconnect the wire connecting the terminal S1 and C1. Please note that the C1 terminal may also be on the other side of the contactor, as the contactor has got 2 terminals. Now the next step is to connect the terminal S1 of the contactor to the terminal C of Aquacon. Also connect the terminal D of Aquacon to the terminal C1 of contactor. Please note that we can also interchange these connections. You can connect terminal S1 of the contactor to the terminal D of Aquacon, and you can connect the terminal C1 of the contactor to the terminal C of Aquacon. Let us look into the case when a 2-terminal stop button is available on the starter. Let us first of all name the 2 terminals of the red button as A and B. Now we need to remove all the wires connected to the A terminal, that is all the wires which are connected to one of the terminal. In our case, let's say it's A terminal has been removed, and all these wires should be sent to terminal C of Aquacon using a connector in between. Okay, now as the A terminal of the 2-terminal stop button is freed, the A terminal should be connected to the terminal D of Aquacon using a connecting wire. Let us repeat again. We were provided with a 2-terminal stop button this time. This button is used for switching off the submersible pump. We name the 2 terminals as A and B. All the wires connected to A terminal has been removed, and all these wires using a connecting wire were connected to terminal C of Aquacon. We used another connecting wire in between and connected the terminal D of Aquacon and the empty terminal, that is the free terminal A of the 2-terminal stop button. This completes our connection of stop button with Aquacon in this case. Now once we are done with all the connections between Aquacon and the single phase starter, the last step is to give power supply to Aquacon. To power up the Aquacon, we give phase supply at the terminal A of Aquacon and neutral supply at the terminal B of Aquacon. You can draw in these phase and neutral from the parallel supply of the starter, because at the customer's end we will always find a phase and neutral supply is given to the single phase submersible type starter. As we are done with learning the connections, let us summarize the steps involved during installation. The very first step is we must make sure that the customer's starter and the submersible pump are working properly even before installing the Aquacon. If you find some problem in the starter or the submersible pump, inform the customer and ask him to get it repaired before installing Aquacon. Note the current reading from the current meter which is provided on the starter. Please note both the starting current and the running current. The starting current is the current when the green button is pressed, that is, the starting current is the initial current consumed by the submersible pump. The running current is the current consumed by the submersible pump during normal running. The next step is to apply the loop test, and through visual inspection we must find out the terminals which get shorted when green button is pressed. If it is a 2-terminal green button, then we need not apply the loop test or the visual inspection. But if it is a 4-point or a more than 4-point switch, then loop test must be applied. Please make sure that the power supply is switched off when the loop test is applied. Connect the auto switch with a green button, that is the start button next. The next step is to make the connections with the red button if the red button is available, or directly to the contactor if the red button is not available. Test the connections by applying the sensor loop test. Please make sure that the submersible pump is switched on and off at least 5 to 6 times before connecting the sensors. The next step is obviously to connect the sensors. Thank you.
Na 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 na.